So they've been blocking a key bridge for a key road into that community. It's a very major road called Avenue Road, and it's the main way in and out of this Jewish residential area. And these Hamas protesters are just blocking it. And instead of clearing the road, issuing tickets and telling these foreign harassers to leave, the police actually come to help them. The police formally block the road and give tickets to any Jews trying to leave or come on that road. I kid you not. Here's a video of the cops ticketing one Jew who slowed down his car to argue with a Hamas protester. The Jew got the ticket. The Hamas protester can't believe his luck.
Thank you. Real tough of you to say that in your car. Palestine will
Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
But the cops actually blocked the bridge into this community. The Hamas supporters didn't block it. The cops blocked it. They brought in huge buses to actually block the streets on the Jews, to make a little ghetto, an enclosed Jewish neighborhood where police and Hamas racists decide who can go in and out and when and where. And they love doing that on the Jewish Sabbath. Can you imagine if there were a racist group shouting hateful things against Muslims, blocking a Muslim neighborhood and a Muslim mosque on a Muslim holy day? It's unthinkable. It would never happen. But if it did, do you think the police would actually assist? But thanks to citizen journalist Kareem Assad, we saw this beautiful moment of friendship and allegiance, a Toronto cop actually delivering hot coffee to the Hamas thugs to help keep them warm during their little protests. I kid you not, take a look.
He left. No one told him they can't come back, otherwise he would have said, okay, I understand.
Okay, I'll just ask, just so... Sorry, it's the person with the vest?
Jihad? Yeah. And then the guy, no, the guy with the yellow vest on the walking.
How did you get coffee from the police?
We're not the police. Someone has brought it for us, but the police won't let them in. So the police is now becoming our little messengers between us. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on. We're on the bridge. They're not letting anyone else come on, which makes no sense. Because if we're already on the bridge, how is there public safety?
I tell you, the Hamas protesters must be laughing and laughing at us. I mean, the rest of the world is. That insane collaboration between the police and the Hamas protesters was covered around the world, including on Fox News, but throughout the English language, Europe too. I did a tweet on the subject myself that got more than 2 million views on the weekend. The whole world was stunned by that video. What is wrong with Canada? I mean, I guess it's not that surprising considering Trudeau voted with Hamas at the United Nations, and that got a thank you video from Hamas. But to literally help a racist hate march blockade a Jewish street, that's just nuts. One of the Toronto Police Service's many Twitter cops, I'm serious, they have those. I thought she'd help by tweeting, and let me read this to you. Our officers are managing a dynamic situation in performing a helpful act today. Our officers' motivation was to help keep tensions low and should not be interpreted as showing support for any cause or group. Our officers continue to work to de-escalate these demonstrations. What? What? You saw the video. They were cheerfully chatting back and forth with the Hamas thugs. What do they mean by de-escalate? Is there some hostage they're negotiating for? In a way, I guess there is. They're holding the whole Jewish community there hostage. But what are they talking about? No one was arrested or even ticketed except that Jew who drove by the other day and heckled them. A helpful act. Well, that part was right. That PR cop later deleted the whole Twitter account. But it was a police Twitter account, a public Twitter account. What went on there? Who wrote that? If it was an incorrect message, what was incorrect about it? Won't they correct it? Why are morally void children running police messaging about deadly serious events? What a stupid, useless police force. I wonder how much in taxes the Jews of Armor Heights pay. I think they need their own police force, a private police force, because Toronto's public police force is too partisan, too political. They've been colonized by DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. That's the phrase used for cultural Marxism. They believe the same thing that Harvard president who just resigned believes, which is you determine right and wrong, not on merit, but based on race or sex or grievance. So foreign bigots who propose violence, they're still the oppressed ones here. And the Jewish children trying to get to school in Armor Heights, they're the oppressors. It's the same logic that defended the Hamas massacre in Israel on October 7th. It's a double win for the left. They have co-opted the police to protect Hamas and even to bring them coffee, and they're also turning law-abiding Canadians against the police. It's a double win. The Jews really do need their own police because they cannot trust the Toronto police anymore. I sure don't. In part because Toronto is one of the stupidest, most communist mayors in Canada. And I say those as observations, not as insults. Olivia Chow is mayor only because she is the widow of former NDP leader Jack Layton. That name recognition was enough to give her the edge in what turned into a mayor's race of more than 100 candidates. Seriously, there were more than 100 names on the ballot, so sheer name recognition gave it to Olivia Chow. That and the city's socialists and communists voted for her too. She endorsed the pro-Hamas ceasefire that would let them rearm and regroup. She's absolutely in sync with the Hamas terrorists. She doesn't care much for Jews or for Israel. But the funny thing is, yesterday, she had her mayor's annual skating party, a family affair right outside City Hall at a place called Nathan Phillips Square. It's named after Toronto's first Jewish mayor, actually. And the exact same thugs, literally the same people who were blocking the Jewish neighborhood, they came to disrupt Chow's family skating party. Take a look at some of that.
Free, free Palestine! 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 Olivia Chow, you can't hide! You support this genocide! Olivia Chow, you can't hide! You support genocide! Olivia Chow, you can't hide! You support this genocide! Olivia Chow, you can't hide! You support this genocide! Olivia Chow, you can't hide! You support this genocide! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! While your skating bombs are dropping! 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 While your skating bombs are dropping!
So they weren't skating. They weren't wearing skates. They were bringing their hate flags and their megaphones, and they're shouting at Canadians. And they have that sign promoting Hamas itself, which is crazy. They are literally claiming that Hamas is no different from Nelson Mandela. By the way, it is a crime in Canada to support a banned terrorist group. But if they're not going to arrest a Hamas thug for wearing a mask and uttering death threats, they're certainly not going to arrest these people. Harassing, shouting, threatening Canadians.
You can't hide! You can't hide! Don't touch me! Do not touch me! Do not touch me! You touch me! Don't touch me! Don't, you literally touch me! Back the fuck away! Are you assaulting people? Back the fuck away! Shame on you! 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 Shame on you!
And no family skating party would be complete without some foreign thug bringing his loudspeaker and calling for an armed genocide against every Jew in Israel. I mean, he's been getting away with this for 3 months. Why would he hesitate for the 300th time? I said 300 times because that's how many Hamas hate marches have happened, according to the police chief. On Sunday night, after the whole world was wondering what was wrong with with Ontario, with Toronto. The chief put out a useless, vague word salad. I'll read some of them. Questions have been raised regarding one particular interaction between officers and a person on the Avenue Road Bridge during an hours-long demonstration. Whatever the intent, the impact has been to cause concern and confusion, and for that I am sorry. Well, what was the intent? And what is the policy? And really, who cares about the coffee other than it was a symbol? Final, utter proof that the police are in league with the Hamas protesters. They're a team, they're buddies, and they're normalizing this hate march. Imagine police bringing in coffee, say, for the Ku Klux Klan, if they were blocking a road outside a black church and chanting in support of lynchings, and the cops just brought coffee to help. The police chief wrote, "We are doing everything we can in the locations that have been targeted for demonstrations to uphold and enforce the law." Don't lie. They're not doing everything. They're doing nothing. Not one arrest, not one clearing of the road even. The opposite, they brought in big buses to block the road for the Hamas protesters. They're bringing coffee for them.